please get your FD bouncers down in the top. Welcome back to Class Firearms, guys. Kai over here, and we've got Jason with us.
What's going on, folks?
And today's a very special day because here we are out in sunny Georgia.
Not so sunny.
Yeah, not today. A little bit cold and windy too, but at the Arena Training Facility with Active Crisis. What kind of company is that?
Oh man, first of all, in partnership with Neil McLean, a whole bunch of other guys that we can't even really talk about. Got to blur and do all that jazz, but the level and the caliber of training here today is going to be bar none, like seriously.
Exactly. Anybody who doesn't know who Neil McLean is, he's one of the founders of Active Crisis Training Company. He's a former Navy SEAL. He's going to have multiple Navy SEAL friends of his who are part of the company. We can't talk about their names, but we can talk about one of them, and that is Jim Foreman, a legend SEAL Team 6 guy. I mean, I can't wait to learn a bunch of stuff. What are you excited about today, man?
Man, I'm just gonna try and absorb everything that I can without my head exploding with all this information and knowledge, but definitely pumped up about the transfer of knowledge for sure.
Exactly. We're gonna learn a lot of CQC stuff, obviously, the shoot house, force on force, mission planning. It's gonna be really good. I can't wait to kind of like just shut up, eyes and ears open, and just soak it all in. In fact, they're waiting for us right now, so we wanna get going?
Let's go.
All right, enjoy the show.
All right, real quick. We're just going to kind of go over to the day while you guys do that. So how this whole training is going to work out is we're just doing extremely basic stuff. The SEAL teams do this every time we start training again. So it's not like beneath any of you guys if you're a really good shooter or not, okay? So starting at very basics, and then we're going to work off each block. Everybody can learn something today. Everybody's set up on gear. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a range. We're going to hit the range. We're going to do sight in. We're just going to confirm zero. We're going to talk about how that works, how important that is, and then we're going to just go straight into pistol. And then we're going to build what we need to do for pistol, and then we're going to go into everything else.
All right, guys, throughout this entire training, we're gonna do a lot of rifle and pistol drills. But before we do any of that stuff, we have to make sure everybody's rifles are sighted in. So we're gonna go ahead and sight these rifles in now.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot at the head for the sight in. Okay, so that's your dot you're aiming at. We're at 50, so that kind of translates to 200 depending on the grain you're using, but you know, honestly, we're not using a precision rifle here, so we're not setting it at 100, which is like really what you want to be doing if you're trying to do like precision stuff and then actual drops, okay? So we're getting into combat shooting. All I want you to do is put as many rounds into this little hole as you can, circle as you can. And if you are within, just for time's sake, if you're within this, we're gonna call that good, okay? Okay. Even if it's a little bit outside of that, all right. We don't really care too much.
Like, let's say you're aiming right here, right? And you jerk the trigger, and you hit over here, right? And you're like, what I'm saying is aim at the same spot. Like, so if you break, so you want to get a group like this. So if you aim here and you hit down here, don't try to adjust by aiming up here. Shoot there 3 times, and then your group will be nice and tight, and then we could adjust. Otherwise, your shots are gonna be like that, and then hey, you have to shoot 3 more shots.
Both depends.
Yep, we'll be good there.
Around the dot, right? Yeah. So you're.
Is that 4X?
You're at 4. Bring up 50 shutout. I pulled one. I pulled this one. You good?
Zero's got that Zero's good. I can clean it up, get a little tighter. Scratch in on the gun, but from the prone, combat zero. That one's spread, I can tell. These two I'm okay with, but I need to bring this over, bring it in.
So
Yeah.
I think
You only pulled 2 shots, I'd say. I don't think there's anything else. So I would just bring this over.
He actually had his first grip. He went the wrong way. Second grip, and this is his
Oh, I didn't see these.
third grip.
Yep.
So he's got like he's going.
Okay, sweet.
Right.
All right, range is hot. So you can hop on 4.
Keep going faster.
Which one do I? 4. It's like a little high. What's going on then? It's on? I think you're on.
All right, so we had a little trouble sighting the gun in, and thanks to one of the guys over here, he bored sighted the gun because we were chasing the dot a little bit. The aim point that I have here, it just doesn't have that, hey, how many MOA adjustments clicks on it. It doesn't written on it, or it's not written on it. So we had a little problem, but I think we got it done.
I'll say that your body position, if it's incorrect, will fuck up your shots, right? And at 100 yards, if it's just slightly fucked up, like for Pete, it was 6 inches off, right? And when you guys body position right, it was like right on. So your body position, your breathing, your trigger pull, all that stuff, if you nail it down here, it applies, 100 yards, you should be getting a quarter size grouping, really.
All right, so rifles are sighted in, good to go. I had a little problem, but we got it taken care of. Now we put the rifles away. We're gonna do some pistol drills. Some of those basics. Just get the basics out of the way, and then we're gonna grab the rifles.
All right, so we're gonna go over pistol right now. With pistol, there's a few really important points of performance. The one question I always like to ask is what's the most important thing in breaking a pistol shot? So a lot of people say there's a front sight focus camp for a while. We have RMRs now, so that's not less of an issue, but at the end of the day, you can have the greatest front sight focus of all time, but if you just slap the trigger, which as pistol shooters, we all know that's an extremely likely thing to happen on like any range day, no matter how good you're feeling. The thing about the pistol is that you have to shoot it typically another time after the first time, okay? So now we have to deal with recoil management, okay? So you have the trigger going to the back. What happens? This comes back, and then basically a jet engine blows up in front, and then it all wants to do this. So what we try to do there is we try to get rid of the fulcrum. And how we do that is we try to get our hand as far up on the gun as we possibly can. And if we could, we'd get it right behind the slide. Obviously you can't do that, right? So, as the farther I get down, the more it's gonna do this kind of thing. So you wanna get this thing as high up as you can. And there's some people that say you wanna line it up perfectly. I tend to agree with that, but with concealed carry, it really is hard to get that out, right? So it's kind of wherever it kind of lines up comfortably. And then once we find your shots, we're gonna pull your arm this way, you're gonna pull your hand this way, you're gonna put your palm in that position. But what I would do is I would just get your hand up on the gun, nice and high, so you're kind of holding on to it, and your pinky's not hanging off to the side, your pinky's not turning white, none of that. Your ring finger has a little less tension, or a little more tension in your middle finger has a little more tension than that. Then we're gonna take our palm and we're just gonna fit into this little area. That's all we're doing, okay? So what we're gonna do on this first one is we're just gonna pull it out. We're gonna pull it out, and we're just gonna see what happens, okay? With these basic things, I don't wanna put too much into your head at once. With these very basic things, all you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the pistol out, you're gonna aim it nice and slow, and then you're just gonna break a nice clean shot. And then once you're good, just put it back away one at a time, all right? That's all we're doing. So we're focusing on trigger pull, okay? We're focusing on how you're actually holding the gun, okay? So get comfortable with that. Where your arms are gonna be, some people look like they're pointing it straight out, some people look like they're kind of holding it in. Find a happy medium where your arms are just kind of pressing the gun like this, but not so hard that you can feel it in your chest, okay? It's just a nice, natural boom. There's a drill that we're gonna do for body position that's gonna translate to the house. Basically, we'll do this for the drill, but essentially what he's saying is you wanna be in a fighting position where you'd be in a fight. So if you're shooting your right hand, put your right foot back, okay? And you're kind of just in a nice stance, and it makes a huge difference, okay? And then we're gonna do a drill after this that's gonna it's going to kind of throw you for a loop on body position, but it's going to make sense in the house. All right. If you're, lean back like this and someone bumps you or pushes you, it's not stable. This is stable, right? Yeah. That's the whole idea. Yeah.
Well, yeah, basically that's it. Like, if we're going to do the basic shot, it'd be good to go over it. But some people are shooting like this, and then you can see their shoulders are going back as they shoot, and then, he could just come over here and tap me, and I'm going to come over. So range shooting is one thing, but like if you're around furniture or other people, like this, go ahead. Like, I'm up. So, and then also sideways is not that great, but like this is the best position for me. Also, my gun's back, right? Especially for the cops. You want to have that weapon behind you so you can deal with people and then have some room instead of like this where it's forward. So for me, it's like this. I'm left-handed pistol. So when everything that I'm talking about happens, I come up and I draw, and I'm in a bent knee and my shoulders are kind of hunched over a little bit, and I don't have to have them straight out locked, but it's like the grip that he's talking about for my primary hand is super firm, but it's not like over tight. If anything's tight, it's my supporting hand, and that supporting hand is bent a little bit down, like angled down, because it's holding the weapon. So I got my pistol out here, I put my supporting hand up, and that thing's pointed like I'm actually pointed down, like a 40-degree angle. So when I'm shooting, that helps that recoil instead of everything's straight and it comes up. So just work with that. This one's going to be a firm handshake, and this one's going to be pretty tight. All right, firm handshake on your shooting hand.
Same rules apply down here. So we're gonna get out. We're gonna go through 4 or 5 shots. Okay, so nice and easy, and then we'll just have Neil, Jim, and I just kind of going down, and then we'll find somebody that's like, okay, maybe tweak this, maybe tweak that, but don't ram through the rounds on this one. All right, cool. Range is hot. Yeah.
What you're doing is just like it's empty, trying to keep the balance there. Where like if you're balancing something on the top, just all you want to do is make sure that doesn't break that trigger.
All right, how'd that go?
Pretty good.
Gun range.
Gun range.
All right. So this is just a basic, just draw, fire 1 round. Basic fundamentals on trigger press, your positioning, grip, breathing, all these 7 fundamentals basically, and that's what we did. We applied right here, and simple. Again, we're at 7 yards, so just a simple shot.
Shooting's pretty easy, okay, pistol, right? It's not that hard. What we're gonna work on is we're gonna work on working out of the pistol, or out of the holster, my bad. So we're basically gonna be, you're gonna wanna be keeping your eyes down range, okay? Not to a point where it's like, okay, I'm like dead, I'm just like, it's the same thing as the range theatrics, right? If you're just staring at nothing and then you're just trying to work around it. But the idea is you kind of want to be able to work your kit into a point where you're not having to look at it, and you just like can feel where everything is. It's dark, or I do need to actually look down this way, I need to manipulate stuff. So that's what you want to be working on. So on this next one, everybody seems to be shooting just fine. We're not even worried about that. We're not going to speed anything up. But what I want you to work on this next time is you're just staring at the target, but you're keeping both eyes open. You come up, you shoot, and then when it goes away, you just put it away without looking at it. So this is pretty much all I care about right here. I don't care if you even hit the target, okay? That's all we're doing. All right? So just kind of focus on putting the pistol away, taking the pistol out, okay? And without looking at it, okay?
All right, one of the instructions over there is teaching us how to reholster our weapon into our holster without looking at our holster. Now, and there is a reason for that. So now we're working on battle belts, external holsters. So if you are into a room, you're a SEAL guy, you're a law enforcement guy, or a security guy, whatever, anybody who's carrying an external holster, you go into a room, you engage or you don't engage, but you got a threat in front of you and you're close by or whatever, and you don't want to get your eyes off of that threat, so you just holster without looking at your holster. So we are trying to learn that and gain that muscle memory a little bit. Now, obviously, not everybody carries an external holster. Some of you guys, even myself included nowadays, carry inside the waistband, kind of concealed carry options. And those, I personally don't recommend reholstering your weapon without looking at a holster, because you got your clothes in there, it could get in the way, God forbid, have a unintended discharge of a firearm, so you got to be careful there. But we are learning in that context, external holster, kind of law enforcement, military, private security context in this case.
Instead of being out here making your hands do the work, just come back a little bit and let your shoulders and your chest do the work. So you're dead white. All the blood's rushing out of your hand. So just relax a little bit more in that hand.
All right, we got some new drills coming up there, so guys are all lining up. I don't know what's coming up, but they're saying that it's going to be really, it's going to help us in the house, the kill house that we're going to go to. So let's go and find out.
We're going to start transferring things to the house now, okay? So I'm going to let Aaron and Jim get into this later, but there's some footwork at the door that we kind of like to standardize, okay? So if you're have a door here and you're about to clear this door, your inboard foot is forward, okay? So all you're doing is taking a step into the room, and then you're into the room. It's all smooth and it's very robotic, okay? So if I'm a right-handed shooter and my door's on my right side, you see kind of the problem? I'll have to set it up. So what I like to do on this drill is it kind of mixes up your body, because right now my best shooting stance for me is my right foot back and my left foot forward, and I'm stable. I'm straight up and down. If you drew a line between my 2 feet, there would be a perfect in the middle, like stable, like plumb bum thing, right? I'm there. But in the house, you gotta start to do stuff where you're taking distance and angles. That's the game in the house. So this drill is kind of cool because it takes you out of your normal stance, but it puts you back into a stance. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do footwork, we're going to do holster, draw from the holster, put it away, and then we're gonna do a little bit of movement, okay? So we're gonna need to do this half. We're gonna cut the group in half, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna be at a target, shoot, put it away. We're gonna take a step, switch feet to the other side, draw, shoot. Just like that. And all you're doing is just adding a very slight little movement into your pistol shooting, okay? And you're shooting on a stable platform every time, okay?
All right, in this part of the instructions, we are trying to learn to shoot from different positions. Because on the flat range, we generally train for a right-handed shooter, for me, left foot forward, just like that. But in the house, you find yourself in these different positions where you would have to shoot from different positions. That's what we're learning. And let me illustrate this real quick. Now, if this is a doorway right here, center-fed room, and you want to obviously get in and clear your deep corners, if I'm a right-handed shooter that I am, I would have my left foot forward. Now, if I try to get in, my right foot in, left foot right enters the room first. Now I'm kind of scrambling on an angle, can't clear this deep corner effectively because I gotta kind of turn. But if I actually change my position to right foot forward, which is not natural for me, that's what we're learning in this section. Check this out, my right foot forward, now left in, bang, my plate carrier covers that deep corner. It's a much more effective entryway in that position. So we find ourselves in the house in these different positions, so we are trying to learn it on the flat range.
Nice and easy.
I do not like that off. I'll work with it.
Yep. It's wet. Keep going.
Right foot forward, or right foot here, left foot forward, getting that positive stance. But when you switch to that off foot and go to the other side, it's going to take a little tweak. I'm not trusting myself. I'm under confirming when I see. But I think a couple more reps should be good to go.
We just went through the drill, and this is really good for hallway stuff, inside the house thing. So I'm very used to shooting from this fighting stance that I always shoot, just like that, bang, bang, bang. But in the house, when you're in a house, it's not going to always be like that. You're not going to always find yourself in this perfect position. So therefore, we're doing this, bang, bang, and then switching targets and just going, which is completely different, the opposite. But you will find yourself in those kind of positions inside the house. So therefore, that's what we're doing here, kind of training for that. Because again, we're at the flat range, we will transition into the house. So this will all help us there in the house.
So on this next one, all we're gonna do is we're just gonna speed up the draw in the first shot. On this one, get a little bit out of your comfort zone. As far as, don't worry about misses so much, okay? Figure out why you missed. That's really valuable information. And then just clean it up. So don't be so obsessed where I pull it out. So the speed at this is, because this is a gunfighting school, we're assuming we have a rifle in our hands, okay? So the rifle goes down, goes away, and the pistol comes up, and this is fast. So you're going, boom, I'm on it, right? So boom, there it is. This slows down, so no matter how you hit it, this slows down, and then this is fast. And then this slows down, and then that's slow, okay? So it's like, you know, you're speeding up and slowing down, but that's a muscle memory thing. It's not like trying to force the speed. So, good.
So on that, it's like, the reason why we're slowing down at those points is because that's a fine motor movement, right? Getting my hand to the gun, doesn't take any kind of fine dexterity, right? Working, you know, a release on my holster, that's a dexterity thing, right? If you mess that up, the gun's not gonna come out smooth, right? So go fast where you can and slow where you have to, right? So, you know, marrying it up, you wanna make sure you have a good grip, and then as you're driving it out, you're adding that pressure, squeezing, and then at the last second, slowing it down for the break. So anything that requires that dexterity and fine motor control, that's when you're slowing it down.
The problem is, honestly, like, we have egos when it comes to pistol shooting. Rifle's easy, right? Like, you have a few misses here and there. Pistol, you miss a lot more, so there's a lot higher ego going on. But you want to get to the point where you are missing, because you could be shooting lights out all week at training, and then maybe on that Friday, you just, you know, you totally bed. So that's the weird thing about pistol, but really just, we want to get speed out of this. We want it to be extremely efficient, really smooth. That's where the speed comes from, okay? So slow it down at, you know, where you have to, which is all the best spots, but you can, when you will after a couple hundred reps of dry firing, you're gonna feel it go, oh, okay, there it is. Slow down, but it doesn't look like it's slowing down, all right? Tomorrow, when we're getting into combat shooting with rifle, you're gonna see it look really slow and your times are gonna be much faster. Who's running red dots? Okay, so for your red dot guys, and it's a lot harder for the iron sights, but really the reason why we use red dots is because they make you a better shooter, and it increases your situational awareness because both your eyes are open, all right? You got to keep both your eyes open when you're shooting red dots, all right? And so what you're doing is you're switching focus very rapidly between your eyes, all right? So eyes are going up, and the red dot just comes into the picture, and I'm looking at the target. Sorry, yeah, Kai, I'm not trying to shoot you or anything. So I'm looking at the target, but my red dot is superimposed on top of that target, okay? So I'm bringing it up, boom, it's right there. Both my eyes are open, and then you break the shot when it's on there, okay? So we're trying to shoot this circle right here, which is pretty small. What do you think that is? 2.5 inches, 3 inches?
6 inches.
Trust me, I knew it's 6 inches.
It's definitely 6 inches. So you're getting, once you get on that sight picture, then just let it rip, okay? Don't, like, I found the more I try to, like, aim it the more I'm going to tend to miss. So just like point shoot, all right? Get it out there, point at the target, and then find that natural point of aim, and then pull the trigger. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. So I mean, acceptable sight picture. Kind of the thought process is I'm not aiming for. It's a lot easier to shoot fast, aiming at that as opposed to that. Okay. So anything in there is going to be, a kill shot. It's going to be a good shot on target, right? Instead of, being so focused on, like with gunfighting, I'm trying to get rounds on target quickly, right? There's a time and a place for precision and focusing and all of that, but if you're trying to work on, and that's in there, right? So this whole aim small and this small thing, yes, it really works for precision and long range stuff, but what we're going for here is acceptable sight picture. So instead of saying like, it's exactly where that last hole was, it's like, it's in the head, right? Go. 3, 2,
my sight, I feel like I'm off, and I shot, and I'm off like a couple inches to the left.
Ready? 3, 2,
And these hollow suns don't make it.
All right. Range is cold. All right, so with the reloads, really what you want to do is, the really hard part for me still is getting a good purchase on the magazine in the right spot, because if you don't and you get it at a weird angle going in, then you'll just cam it out of your hand. So really what you want to do is have a spot where, this is another thing where it's fast, then slow, then you pull it out, and then when I go up, I try to get it pretty much, I dump this out and I try to get this. I don't look inside the mag well necessarily. You might want to start with that just to see the back wall of the mag well. Maybe you want to start there, but bring it up. And I'm not saying be ridiculous about having like the workspace and all this stuff. You don't have to be ridiculous there. I'm saying just get it to a spot where you're just not bent over and you're still in your stance, so you're not moving a whole lot. Okay, that's really at the end of the day what we're trying to gain, is we're not trying to just have all these crazy movements with our back, our spine and our arms or legs. So get it to a spot where it's appropriate and you're kind of looking at it and you still have a view of everything that's going on. This should be so quick that it shouldn't really affect you as far as like, a guy's shooting at me and I'm like, okay, is this going to save my life or is this going to save my life? It's ridiculous. Okay, so just get it to a spot where you have good situational awareness and you're up and you're not moving around so much and you can get it in.
All right, in this section, we're gonna work on reloads, pistol and rifle. And what I really liked about what the instructor said about working on guarantees, stripping that magazine out, I've been doing that already for years, so it's perfect for me.
Second one too?
Oh, I can't grab my bag.
I'm not getting it. I'm gonna shoot it. This again. See that? So I gotta go down. Didn't see it. Look at inside.
Wow.
Wow.
Hold up. Just zoom in on this.
Dude, look at this. I've never seen anything like this.
Wow.
Everybody, look at this. I've never seen anything like this. Holy shit. That is cool.
A lot of motor movements.
I guess you could take the spring out and just take the spring out.
Yeah, it's a factory snag. I've never seen that before.
That's crazy.
Well, that's when you know you messed it done. When I get that, I'm just throwing this away. I'm not joking, dude. This is too.
Awesome.
I got multiple mags, but
It's just not strong enough. When we get into ARs tomorrow, when you get into the rifle, everything we do is super deliberate. Like, we are going to strip out every single M4 mag that we're gonna pull out, right? Every single one. It's gonna be, everything's gonna be in guarantees, okay? There's no race gun techniques that we're doing. We're just gonna be doing everything where, okay, I know once this thing goes back in, it's gonna be gassed up and it's shooting. If it's not, then I got my pistol, okay? So that's what we're gonna be working with. Sweet. Cool. Neil?
Yeah,
take it away.
Yeah, so we're gonna break off for lunch, but guys, I will stick around here and do one drill with people that have, like, you know, if their target looks like a buckshot and they want to bring it in. Got a little competition that I'll kind of do that does help tighten that up, and we'll go over a few things. So if you want to, just stick around, but you'll need one mag of 15.
All right, now we're gonna break for lunch, but before we do that, Neil wants those people who need some help with the pistol to stay back so they can do a little competition to kind of learn further training. That's it. But of course, everybody stayed, because, you know, who says no to extra Traeger time?
The game that we're gonna do is you're gonna pick a buddy. Someone give me a buddy. Someone go against me. Perfect. We'll go hot and we'll do it. Rock, paper, scissors real quick on who gets to go first. You got 15 rounds?
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. Eyes and ears, guys. Go ahead and put a round up there for me to shoot, and let me know. Aim at the top left shoulder, essentially, so that way I know where it's at. It's a dirty target. Okay. Cool. From here, my job now is I have to shoot and I have to hit his bullet. And the first person, and when I do hit his bullet, I then put a round up there somewhere for him to shoot. And the first person to run out of ammo loses. So I'm gonna go all 15 rounds now. Trying to hit his target.
Oh, nice.
That was it? Yep. All right, bottom right. Did he keyhole it?
Yeah.
Put a round up there for me.
All right. Shoulder.
Yeah, I know. I guess I suck. But he's better than me, though.
That's touching.
It's touching, but that counts. Because he's better than me. Top left shoulder.
Top left shoulder. Which one? Which one?
It's on the line.
Oh, on the line. Okay.
You're not wasting much ammo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta give you.
Oh yeah, you gotta give me one more.
My bad. Let's go. Delta.
Remember when I said, hey, come up here for guys that need more work?
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Sit straight center down.
Yeah.
That was good. Oh.
You just put one up there for me.
Let's go.
Nice.
Oh. Where at?
It's on the line. Down right.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're around.
Okay. And let's go far wing. Oh, wow.
Jeez.
No, sorry.
You just give me another, huh?
Far wing. Far wing. Far
I
wing.
think I'll go ahead and sacrifice a round. I can do it.
Yeah.
That's touching.
All right.
I don't think so.
I'm out.
Nah,
I'm out.
Oh!
I'm out.
That was so good.
Ah. Almost.
I think I had 16 rounds. I'm just kidding.
He said
Check that mag!
He said if you want to stick around afterwards.
that is right.
That was
Stick
good.
around.
That was good. All right, so guys, get online, dry fire like 10 times, pick a buddy, and do that drill.
It looks easy.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right.
Yeah. Go.
Go work out in the open area.
One, he can be in the center every time. Nice! Give me another one. Oh, give me one.
It's tough. Which one was
Am I hitting it? I can't tell.
Top left.
It's like the top one. So like you see the two and one above it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice.
It's on.
I kind of, yeah. I'll
a new
give
one.
you one. That's right.
Let me shoot it.
Where was that one?
Left, all the way left.
On the shoulder?
No, just below.
Oh, okay.
Very close. Nice. You got it. Give me one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta give you one. Let's go with the white right there.
You hit the shoulder.
There you go, that white one.
Way down low.
Yeah. Wow.
Ah, that was bad. A little high. That was in. Yeah. Give me one.
Yeah, new one.
This thing's shooting a little bit. No, it's not. I'm telling you, you're pulling the trigger. I promise. Aim higher. I know.
Finally, okay.
Yeah, 3 inches high.
There we go.
I aimed dead on. I hit dead on.
Bottom right, you know, in the line by the line.
I got one. That was like.
Hit it, hit it. Give me one. That center? Right center, yep. I'm out.
Let's go!
Good shooting, dude.
Good job, bud.
Good shooting, man.
All right, this wraps up day one, part one. So we learned some of the basics with, we sighted our rifles in, learned some of the pistol basics, positioning and all that. Ultimately, all of this prepares us to the kill house, the shoot house, which is where we're gonna go next. So see you on the next video.